We can all remember the Ellen DeGeneres fiasco of her being rude to employees, but it seems she's not the only comedian who's been in the limelight for their rude behavior recently. James Corden has recently received accusations that recount instances of him allegedly being rude, and in an age where someone being aired out equals to getting their career ruined, it's not looking good for him. First up, let's discuss James Corden for all those who don't know about him. James Corden is a comedian and also known as the host of The Late Late Show on CBS. James Corden is famous for his sketches, most notably Carpool Karaoke, in which he drove around with hugely famous celebrities while singing to their biggest hits. The Late Late Show's YouTube page has almost 10 billion views and has more than 27 million subscribers, second only to Jimmy Fallon with 29 million. Most of his videos are trending material, and he garners a lot of hits on all of his stuff. He's always been termed as a friendly face in Hollywood, but lately it seems he's been having an Ellen DeGeneres moment. Have you watched any of his videos before? So what exactly does an Ellen DeGeneres moment entail? The Ellen DeGeneres of it all refers to when a celebrity who relies on an outwardly friendly and easygoing public persona is hit with complaints that they are secretly mean to others, notably to underlings. As with DeGeneres in 2020, the celebrity's fall from grace usually begins with reports of bad behavior alleged in a few social media posts or news reports. The reason why Ellen is used in this phrase is due to her persona as being very friendly and down to earth, until in recent years it was found she is extremely rude to her staff members and coworkers, which was a huge difference from her helpful and happy-go-lucky act that she put on her show. Up next, let's talk about why James Corden is under fire for his behavior. He is thrust into the unflattering spotlight, and this time it was with an Instagram post from Keith McCall, the owner of popular NYC restaurant Balthazar. James Corden is a hugely gifted comedian, but a tiny cretin of a man, Keith wrote before diving into some of James's past alleged behavior at the restaurant. McNally said Corden had berated the staff for errors with his meals, including one in which Corden's wife had ordered an egg yolk omelet that arrived with some egg white. Keith shared that according to several reports from managers at his restaurant, James was extremely nasty to servers and demanded special treatment due to his celebrity status. As a result, Keith banned James from dining at Balthazar. Don't go anywhere, we've got plenty of details lined up for you, and you especially don't want to miss how he acted on a plane trip with someone close to him. And now let's discuss James Corden apologizing to the restaurant's owner. According to McNally, Corden rang him up and apologized profusely for his behavior, which included but was not limited to berating servers, flipping out over egg white being present in his wife's egg yolk omelet, and losing his cool over drinks. Anyone magnanimous enough to apologize to a deadbeat layabout like me and my staff doesn't deserve to be banned from anywhere, Keith wrote. He was then unbanned from dining at Balthazar. Unfortunately for James, the people of the internet were not so quick to forgive and forget, and this opened the floodgates of news of people sharing their not-so-nice experiences with the comedian. Up next, let's discuss how people started sharing their bad experiences with him. Tons of people began sharing additional anecdotes of James's alleged rudeness and his public persona not matching his TV-friendly image. Much like Ellen DeGeneres, damning stories highlighting Corden's allegedly dismissive attitude to workers have been floating around the internet for several years without being acknowledged by mainstream media. However, it is important to note that unlike DeGeneres, Corden never had a reputation as a kind-hearted celebrity. Still, it is not good for his reputation that there are so many instances of him behaving rudely with the general public, as they are who make up most of his fan base. Needless to say, we were shocked by what people had experienced. We're sure you were too. First up, let's talk about the accusations found in a Twitter feed started by Los Angeles-based writer Sam Stryker. Stryker's original post, which generated more than 147,000 likes as of Friday, included screenshots of McNally's original post and of others from unnamed people who claimed they were eyewitnesses to Corden being rude, entitled, or aggressive. One person recounted an incident from several years ago when Corden was dining with Harry Styles in London and allegedly yelled at waitstaff, became threatening, and behaved like a boozy panda. Another recounted a supposed plane ride from New York to London when a fellow passenger said Corden did nothing to help his own wife, seated next to him, comfort their crying baby throughout the entire flight. Stryker also shared a telling 2017 clip from Corden's own show when the host couldn't name members of his crew during a Truth or Dare type segment with guest Jimmy Kimmel. Next up, let's talk about how someone experienced Corden yelling at a busboy because the restaurant was closed. This story comes from Becky Habersberger, the wife of the Try Guys founding member Keith Habersberger. In a viral TikTok with over 2 million views, she detailed an incident she witnessed involving Corden outside of a restaurant in Los Angeles. She recalls she was walking outside a restaurant with her friend and saw James Corden discussing something with the busboy. She overheard the busboy explaining that the restaurant closes in the middle of the day between lunch and dinner, but that he can still get Corden a reservation for when the restaurant reopens. She recalls that he was extremely rude to the busboy, and ever since then, she and her friends have made fun of his behavior. Yikes. Now that's one way to be remembered by onlookers in public. And we should also talk about the experience that people people had with the comedian on a plane, which aired on Reddit in 2019. According to one post, 30 minutes into a flight going from New York City to London, a woman with the crying baby was sitting next to none other than James Corden in business class. Corden's cabin mates were impressed to see that he didn't say a word or make any sort of complaint. He simply put on a pair of noise-canceling headphones, pulled an eye mask over his eyes, and turned away from her to sleep. When the plane landed, the poster says passengers were surprised that Corden remained in his seat as the woman struggled to hold the baby while trying to open the overhead compartment. Even more surprising to see was the woman was actually his wife, and the baby was his. Yeah, our jaws were on the floor when we heard that last part. Were you surprised to hear this as well? Next up, let's further discuss the stories that people shared on the Reddit thread. Other anecdotal stories in the thread point to James's less than stellar track record in his interactions with fans, like one person who saw him cursing out everyone in a restaurant while he was hanging out with Harry Styles, who was calm during the event's unraveling. Then there was the story that he attended a Writers Guild Association meeting to advocate for lowering pay for writers. He was also allegedly extremely rude to production assistants and staff while filming the UK game show A League of Their Own. People also shared 2 video incidents on the internet of James engaging in some behavior some would deem unprofessional and mean-spirited, like the time he was beefing with Patrick Stewart during an awards show ceremony. These stories are very surprising to say the least. And let's talk about the time when he couldn't remember the names of his crew members in his own show. This can be seen in a clip from 2016 that's been making the rounds again. In it, Jimmy Kimmel appears on The Late Late Show and plays Spill Your Guts with James. In the final round, James is forced to choose between 2 options: name 2 cameramen currently in the studio who have presumably filmed his show many nights, or drink a fish smoothie. James appears unable to name any member of the crew and thus has to drink the fish smoothie instead. Yes, it was incredibly painful to witness, and we're sure the audience sitting there experienced the same. All in all, there are several stories out there detailing why some people have an issue with James Corden. Most of them are due to alleged bad behavior and undermining his nice guy persona. Since this recent story hit, it brought about the past experiences again and seemed to make the trending topics. Either way, let's see how James Corden manages to take control of the situation in the media. And that's a wrap for this video. Did you know any of the above stories before, or did you just find out? Either way, let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one, and thank you for watching.